Yo, such one for back with another video, but today's video is a bit different, as you've seen by the title. I'm not like a reactor, as you lot know. Like, obviously, I primarily do reactions, but I also do story times, and across the years on this channel, I have done a range of different videos talking about whatever. I think I did one on Blue Story, I did one on Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, I've done every now and then, like, I've been known to just do spontaneous videos that I just feel compelled to record. Like, I feel like the reason I do YouTube is, and why I like doing YouTube, I like having a platform where I can wake up in the morning and be like, yo, I want to talk about this. And I know some people are gonna tune in. I don't know how many, but people will actually tune in. It's just fun to know that. And on today's version of What's on Saatchi's Mind, it's just yesterday's performance by Portugal, sans Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, me being me, I've been born and raised in the UK. I've lived in my whole life. Growing up, my introduction to football, my friend's dad used to pick us up from school. That friend, it really and truly is the one that got me into football. And he was a United fan. So naturally, my first introduction to football was Manchester United back when they had Rooney, Tevez, Evra, Vidic, Ferdinand, Van der Sar, Scholes, Giggs, Carrick, like the prime, not quite prime United. I'd say the treble-winning side of Beckham in 1999 was probably when United absolutely peaked. But the modern prime version, so the time that came just 10 years after that, and of course Cristiano Ronaldo. So naturally, that's the team I was watching. But I wasn't even really watching. I didn't ever have Sky Sports growing up. I used to just watch on Match of the Day. But I believe by the time I fully got into Match of the Day, Ronaldo had already left United. So I think I was literally just watching... I was just eating off of crumbs on YouTube compilations, like the early YouTube compilations. Like, I can't honestly remember when I first got into clocking Ronaldo's game like that. If I'm honest, I remember being a fan of Ronaldinho before I was a fan of Ronaldo. But at some point, the switch occurred when I was like, nah, I can't lie. What the hell am I watching, fam? Like, why can't I do that when I play football? Like, why is he just shooting from the halfway line and just going in? Like, you see the goal against Porto 2009. This guy takes one touch and just slaps it in from the middle of nowhere. Like, Ronaldo at his very best was a spooky sight, fam. A spooky sight. And yeah, I mean, you can tell from the way I talk about him. Growing up, I only ever had one poster in my room. I wasn't on Mbappe's time, and when the guy's whole, there wasn't a single cubic millimeter squared of paint on his wall, fam, just all covered in Ronaldo posters. But I only ever had one. There was one time in year 4 we were doing collages. We had to bring in like newspapers, magazines, cut them up, and then make like a wider collage on like a separate piece of A3 paper. And I remember one girl in my class, she brought in she was Polish, so she brought in some Polish football magazine, and I had a picture of Ronaldo, like it was a double-page spread of him stood in the iconic stance. And I was like, "Aye, can I take that home?" She was like, yeah, say nothing. She didn't say that. She definitely didn't say that. Hertfordshire, flipping 2012, year 4. There was no way she said say nothing. She was like, yeah, cool. Even that she didn't say, but she was like, yeah, you can have it. And that was the only poster I ever had growing up. Just this one poster of Ronaldo stood in the Ronaldo stance over a free kick with the Buin advert on the Real Madrid top. I think it was 11-12 season. Yeah, when I was in year 4, yeah. So 2011-12 season. Arguably when he was like entering his prime. I think he really hit his prime 2014. But yeah, man. Anyway, all of this is just to contextualize yesterday. So yeah, man, growing up, I've just always supported Arsenal for starters. I got into United first, but I was never really like a full-on United fan. I think I had one top once, but I don't remember being in the shop and buying. I think that same friend just gave me one United top, which I barely wore. But yeah, after that, my friend Ollie, shout out my boy Ollie. If you're on stream, if you've ever seen me streaming on Twitch, that's my boy Ollie that I've been streaming with. Yeah, my very, very, very first friend, like my actual very first friend. Still somehow in contact with him to this day. We talk all the time, and he's the reason I'm an Arsenal fan. Like, I remember that day at his house when he told me to support Arsenal. I was like, you know what? I'm in. Little did I know it would take a good 13 years for me to finally see actual happiness. But even with that, I mean, Jesus is injured for 3 months. So at this point, whatever happens, happens, fam. I can't lie, but it's taken a while. But point being, I'm an Arsenal fan through and through. That's never changing. My son's gonna support Arsenal as well, whether the guy likes it or not. Never lived in North London, although now I do live quite near it. And actually, to be fair, now I live one stop away from the Emirates. So it's all come full circle, but one train stop. But nah, so yeah, but that's the thing. So even as an Arsenal fan, I've always rated Ronaldo. So I remember before when he was still at United, that used to cause problems with Oli. He used to be like, fam, why do you like Ronaldo so much? Like, this guy's tormenting us. And then he scored that goal against Almunia at the near post in the Champions League from the middle of nowhere. And I think Martin Tyler was like, oh, I think it's too far out even for Ronaldo to try. Oh, he scored like that. Still to this day, fam, Manuel Almunia, if I ever catch you, it's a very, very terribly long day. But now, point being, like, it's Ronaldo. At the end of the day, I can't lie, you got to cut him some slack. No one in their right mind would think he would possibly dare to be audacious enough to shoot from there, and he still did it. So, yeah, and to be honest, for me, that's just been the story of my experience with football. Every time I tune in to watch this guy, he's just doing something very dumb that, like, I know if I tried it, it's going to go over the playground fence and smash someone's car window. But let this guy try it, it will find a way into the bottom corner. And I remember, yeah, so that takes us to 2014 now. So he's fully into his Real Madrid tenure at this point. And I just remember we finally got Sky Sports when I was in year 6, I think. Yeah, when I was in year 6. 2013-14 season, I was in year 6. So we finally got Sky Sports. The first game I tuned in to see this guy, I can't remember who it was against, but I'm sure it will come up because it was very, very specific. Di Maria crosses the ball in. This guy backheels it in the air and it goes in. I'm like, who does this guy think he is? Like, why is he doing these things? And then a few weeks after that, and I think it was this day. This day is the reason why, like, my mind just refuses to accept that. Like, I rate Messi. Like, I'm not dumb. I don't think you can watch football and not rate Messi. Like, I feel like if you don't rate Messi, you are a weirdo. Like, I hear it when Messi fans say that, and I don't agree with Ronaldo fans that try, like, disrespect Messi's thing. Like, let's not act like this guy is not, like, very fake at the ball. Like, if you try, like, in basketball, they always say, like, which players do you think you could 1v1? The answer is no one. They're all in the NBA for a reason. There's a lot of people out there that want to be basketball players, and there's a lot of people that aren't for a reason. But these lot, can't lie, there's not a single NBA player you could 1v1. In football, I can't lie, I think there's a few players that, in a 1v1, some of my good friends that were like cold defenders growing up could probably handle it. Like, you're telling me you can't hack against Danny Welbeck? Like, I rate Welbeck, yeah, but I don't think he's got the tech to handle a 1v1. But you try it with Messi, he'll have you going back to school, apologising for all the lessons you missed playing football. Because really and truly, you had no business doing that when this guy is also playing the same sport like that, and you're playing it like this. You're apologising to the teachers for not being in their lessons, and you're saying, I'm sorry, it will never happen again. But with Ronaldo, my thing is, yeah, 1v1, demon. Long shots, demon. In the box, demon. Like, I can't lie. How do you play against him? Like, even with Messi, to be fair, like, with both of them, I'm not going to disrespect and say, like, you can hack Messi, but you can't hack Ronaldo. Like, nah. There's a reason they've duopolized the sport for 15 years. I can't lie. Bar Modric's 2018 Ballon d'Or, which I still think Ronaldo probably deserved it based off of the year he had. The only difference in their years was obviously Modric went all the way to the final with that Croatia team. I wouldn't say he carried them per se. He was the best player, but that team was a very good team. Let's not act like they don't have Perisic, Mandzukic, Brozovic, Kovacic. Like, they got a good team there. Let's not act like they don't. I still think Ronaldo probably deserved that Ballon d'Or. So it should have been 6-7-6, not 6-7. That's the drill of me talking. So yeah, and you can argue some of Messi's weren't deserved. The 2010 one, Schneider got to the World Cup. He literally had the same year as Modric in 2018, where he got to the World Cup final with his national team, which wasn't dead by any means. They had Van Persie at the time. Dirk Kuyt was playing all right. They had a few good players back then in Holland. But he was, of course, the best player. And then he won the Champions League with Inter Milan. So arguably, he had the same year as a Ballon d'Or winning Modric 8 years later. But I'm not going to sit here and act like Messi wasn't fake from that period of time. Because I remember 2010 was the same year where he scored that goal against Madrid, where Busquets got the assist when he just literally just laid the ball off to him. Messi just did the rest. But anyway, that's enough about me. This video is about Ronaldo. So point being, growing up, the game for me that solidified it, and like I've seen Messi do some dumb things since, because I remember I'm talking about how I first got Sky Sports and watching Ronaldo live for the first time. Like, it's one thing to like have a preconceived like version of how cold a player is. It's another thing to just tune in and watch them on like a random night and just witness something that leaves you confused for like a week. But I remember there was one time, I know who it was against. It was against Osasuna, 2014. Because I've since rewatched it just to make sure that I wasn't just like creating a false memory. Because you know sometimes your brain can play tricks on you. And like, especially when it comes to these two, Ronaldo and Messi, like they've done some dumb things on a pitch. So it's very easy for your brain to say, well, if they've done that, there's nothing stopping him from doing this. Like, yeah, he did that. When in reality, it never happened. But fam, this guy, first half, just grabs the ball on the left, takes one touch inside, another touch, and then just slaps it from the left, and it just rockets into the top corner. I was like, I wanted to say I wasn't familiar with your game, but I've been familiar with your game. And then he does it again. I was like, wait, did I rewind or something? I've had to check the TV. It's still live. This guy has scored the same goal twice in the same game. I was like, fam, this guy's too fake, fam. This guy's too fake. And it's like, when I was like 11 watching this. I was like 10, 11. And I was just sat there like, what? Like, you're telling me, like, I'm sure Messi is good, yeah. But I know he hasn't done this. Like, there's things that he's done that I know Ronaldo probably hasn't done. Like the goal against was it Bilbao or Athletic Club? I think was it Bilbao? I think in the 2014 Copa del Rey final, that goal, very very dumb. Like Ronaldo, I don't think has a goal like that on his record. But then Messi doesn't have a goal like Ronaldo's 2018 bicycle kick against Juve. So it's a thing where it's like we could sit here all day comparing. Well, Ronaldo's done this. Oh, but Messi's done that. Oh, but Ronaldo hasn't done that. Okay, but Messi hasn't done this. We could sit here all day. That's not what this video is about. I was just contextualizing my experience of football through watching Cristiano Ronaldo. And yeah, man, like I have I have nothing but, if anything, this moment in life, in time, in my life, is the most respect I've had for Messi growing up. Because like, there were definitely times growing up, all those arguments in the school bus, when I definitely got a bit too carried away with defending Ronaldo to the point where it did become slandering Messi, mocking him for the 3 consecutive Champions League final exits. I mean, to be fair, I still kind of hold that view where it's like, yeah, like you can call him the GOAT, yeah, but why has he not won the Champions League in 7 years? Like, does that not kind of like concern you? Like, this is the pinnacle of European football, and you've stayed in Europe your whole career, so it's like you're competing in this tournament every year. Not winning it for 7 years whilst they're calling you the GOAT for scoring against Matt Ryan. Like, I'm not even saying anything. I'm just saying, like, do you not want to address this? I just feel like when it comes to Ronaldo, his flaws are put on a bigger pedestal of conversation. That's the best way to say it. And I feel like they just made bigger talking points than Messi, for example. Like, even when Messi got to the final of the Copa Libertadores, De Paul got the assist to Di Maria's goal. Messi didn't contribute to the goal in the final. But that's calm, because, and this is me saying it, he was comfortably the best player of the tournament. Calm. But in that specific game, he didn't do anything. Ronaldo got injured in the Euros final. And I can't lie, 2016 Ronaldo, he won the Champions League that year, the year before that, and the year after that. Wait, did he? 2014-15 was Barca against Juve, 3-1, Rakitic, Neymar and Suarez. But yeah, even that one Messi didn't score. But so the last time he won, he didn't even score in the final. But now, point being, 2016 Ronaldo won the Champions League that season against Atletico. So that was him in his prime, that the 3-peat UCL that was still prime Ronaldo, and he got injured. And fam, if you thought I was angry at Manuel Almunia, yeah, if I ever catch Dimitri Payet, fam, this guy needs to make sure none of his bodyguards lack. Nah, I'm playing. Just for political reasons. I'm joking, yeah. Obviously, I'm joking. But point being, he got robbed of it. He wasn't allowed the chance. He was denied the chance to contribute. Well, I'm sure he would have. Like, you think Ronaldo is not scoring against France in the final, fam? If Adair can score, fam, there was definitely a chance in the game when Ronaldo could have scored. But it wasn't to be. He got injured. But my thing is, Ronaldo gets more slack for being injured and not contributing to the final, whereas Messi was on the pitch perfectly fine and didn't contribute. And they gas up Messi's Copa Libertadores more than they gas up Ronaldo's Euros. But I just don't get it. I just don't understand that. And I feel like when you look at Ronaldo's Euros, like they bare try to find flaws in it. They're like, oh, they came third in the group. They didn't win a single game in 90 minutes. Okay, good thing football allows for play to continue past 90 minutes. I mean, what kind of pathetic line of argument is that? And I just see stuff like that all the time with Ronaldo, where it's like people just find the dumbest excuses. Like when he was Messi's age now, 35, Messi scored one goal against Matt Ryan, and now they're gassing, oh, he's got a knockout goal in the World Cup. The guy plays for Brighton. Moreover, Ronaldo, have you seen the teams Ronaldo's been forced to play with across the years, fam? You expect him to score against that Spain team that was in the middle of not three-peating international football, but I guess you could argue that because they won the Euros 2008, they went on to win the World Cup 2010, and then they won the Euros in 2012. That hasn't been done since. I think it was done before that. And you expected him to play with Fabio Coentrao at left wing and do something? Nah. Let's be realistic about the situation. Because 2010 Ronaldo, I'm literally watching Real Madrid versus AC Milan in 2010. That was like prime Ronaldo. Like just after he's left United, he's still kind of finding his feet and understanding the role he's playing at Madrid. But he's very aware of the fact that this is him in tip-top condition. So you put 2010 Ronaldo, because now this is segueing into what I wanted to talk about in the first place. You put that 2010 Ronaldo into 2022 Portugal that we saw yesterday against Switzerland. They are walking the World Cup, bro. Like, it's not even close. The only team that can compete is Brazil. Their best result so far was 4-0 against South Korea. No, 4-1. They got one goal back. Fam, they played Switzerland. They won 1-0. Portugal played Switzerland. They won 6-1 without Ronaldo on the pitch. The last goal came when he was. And ironically, it was a very Ronaldo goal. It just wasn't scored by Ronaldo. Rafael Leao on the left wing. So, for starters, he's on the left wing where Ronaldo's been playing the whole time. Chops it. No, let me rephrase that. Ronaldo chops it onto his right foot and then finesses it from the edge of the box into the bottom corner. Very, very trademark Ronaldo. But that's the thing. Ronaldo isn't that guy anymore. He's not able to do those things on a regular basis. The guy's 37. May I remind you, because I said it, but then I forgot to finish the point. So Messi at 35 scoring against Matt Ryan, who plays for Brighton, and everyone's gassing it. Ronaldo at 35. Do you want to know what Ronaldo was doing at 35? This guy was 29 league goals in Serie A, the most defensive league in Europe. And he's like, okay, what's your point? I don't get defensively 29 league goals. Top scorer. Who cares if I'm 35? When this guy signed for Juve, in the press conference, he was like, oh, most players, they reach 31, 32, 33, and they say they're finished. I'm not finished. Did he not score 100 goals at Juve in 3 years? The quickest player to ever score 100 goals at Juve. He signed for them when he was 34. Fam, this guy is so fake. I can't lie. Like, for me, when I look at just Ronaldo's career on its own, forget the comparisons. Just looking at what he has accomplished. And then I go on Twitter and see everyone badmouthing it. Like, fam, that's why I just felt compelled to make this video. Cause like, fam, like, you could not rate him. That's one thing. And even I don't really like all the things he's doing when he's doing the interview about United. Like, I get the intention. And to be fair, it worked. Because the Glazers are now selling the club. So you can say whatever you want about it. But it had the intended effect. But still, I was a bit like, do you need to be doing this? Pulling a tantrum when he's getting told to warm up in the 88th minute against Top Spur. I'm like, you know what? That's not the best look. You gotta remember who you are, bro. Like, you're Cristiano Ronaldo. I know you know that, but like, when I say you're Cristiano Ronaldo, what I mean is these kids, half the team that you're playing with, you're the reason they're playing football, fam. Like, how do you think they're gonna feel when they see you acting like this? It's like, I don't get it. I don't know if you've heard that Rick Ross song where he's like, he met all his idols and then he realised that their watch was fake. It's like, fam, like, because I remember someone used that lyric when Wolves beat United and all the Wolves players were obviously they're Portuguese. So it's like, he's their hero and they're watching him and he's just not playing how they watched him play when he was younger. And it's like, fam, you know what? I've just come to the acceptance where it's like time's just caught up in him, bro. Like it's peak, but like time's just caught up in him, bro. Like it's sad, but there comes a time in life when you just gotta accept that you were the guy when you were in your prime, yeah. Like when you were at the peak of your physical powers, nobody can chat to you. Like they knew they couldn't chat to you, bro. Like when they saw they were playing Real Madrid, they're seeing Benzema, Toni Kroos, Casemiro, Modric. They're seeing Ramos, Varane, Marcelo, Carvajal, Navas in goal. They're seeing, I think Lucas Vazquez was getting a lot of game time, but really it was Gareth Bale when he wasn't injured. Like, this team was cold. Already, they're kind of bracing themselves for how peak this could potentially be. And then they look at the back of the tunnel. This guy is a bit late coming out the changing room. Is that? Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo. The name alone sent chills down people's spines. And to be fair, for very good reason. How many years in a row did he, if he wasn't winning the tournament, top scorer of the Champions League? I don't know if he was ever top assist in one given season, but he holds the record for most assists in the tournament as well. Like, you gotta remember who you were at your best. And by all means, like, remind us, because by the looks of it looks like a lot of people have forgotten who you were, but who you are right now. Can't lie, bro. Like, I look up to him. When it comes to sports, only Lewis Hamilton can really compete. And that's because that's just way more personal. Like, he's from where I'm from. And it's this very first sport that I was introduced to. So naturally, I was always going to have a connection. Like, I've got, like, an actual, like, explainable connection to Lewis Hamilton in that sense. Both black men from Hertfordshire just trying to do their thing. But with Ronaldo, it's like, nah, like, you're from Funchal, Madeira. Like, you're from the middle of nowhere. I'm from here, you're from there. You just play the sport that I love very well. Like, I just rate the way you play football. I like your personality. Like, when you're celebrating goals, he's got like a catalogue of celebrations from the bear to the Calma against Barca at Camp Nou, which was very audacious. And then obviously the famous one that he's been doing since about 2014, when it's like, on FIFA it was right here, right now. I remember he used to claim that it was right here, right now was the title of it. But now it's transformed into the new one. Got a catalogue of celebrations which express his personality a bit more when he celebrating what he does better than anyone else, which is scoring. But you know what? There comes a time where you just gotta accept that, fam. To be fair, you're touching 40, fam. Like, you know what? Props to you for even attempting to lace up at the World Cup with your number 7 on the back. Like, they still haven't taken it off of you, and you're touching 40. Like, you know what? We have to respect you. Like, by all means, I don't think that's the one thing that I think he needs to internalize. That it's not a thing that people don't respect him. It's the fact that they do respect you that is making them say, bro, like, call it a day now before it gets worse, because it's gonna get to the point where, like, at least when you're benched, they're still bringing you on. Let's not let it get to a stage where it's going 90 minutes. The crowd is shouting, Ronaldo. Like, you could hear it, fam. And the manager's still not moved. He's like, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. What's my man gonna do in this situation? And the fact that they still brought him on, I was like, you know what? I was watching it, and I was hoping that Gonzalo was allowed to get his hat-trick, because it looked like he was going to get his hat-trick. He got his hat-trick. Then they brought on Ronaldo. He wasn't really able to do too much. And it's like, you know what, fam? It's just very bad timing. For me, that's like how I'm looking at it. The timing is just too peak. Man said, you're flipping... Did he not play in the 2004 Euros? Like, this guy's old, fam. This guy's old. He was in the 2004 Euros at age 19, which is my age right now, and I'm doing YouTube videos, fam. This guy, no disrespect to myself, I'm doing my thing here, but he was in the 2004. My sister was born after that tournament, fam. Like, this guy's been around for time. This guy's been around for so long. Like, we have to respect what you've done for the game, but it comes to a point where it's like, yo, 2004 Euros with Rui Costa, with Deco, like, they had a team back then. But then 2006 World Cup, I believe those two were still there. 2010 World Cup, it just wasn't looking good. I'm seeing Cohen Trow at left wing. They're playing Danny at right wing. They're playing Raul Morales. Like, it wasn't looking good. 2014 World Cup, once again, Miguel Veloso is starting for Portugal. Raul Morales, again, starting for Portugal. 2018 World Cup, João Mario at left mid. And Gonzalo Guedes as the second forward. This guy struggled, fam. He's really struggled. 2021 Euros. Okay. Bernardo Silva was there 2018, but he's gotten even better now. Bruno Fernandes. Renato Sanchez was in 2016. I skipped over 2016 Euros because the team still wasn't that great. I got no clue how they won that because the team really wasn't that good. I can't lie, it was just passion. Pasheun. Passion that got them through that. Fam, the Euros, they had a good team, but Diogo Jota, no comment. I'm not trying to get suspended. What did I tend to say? If I say what I'm thinking, I get suspended. Shismos. That's me with Diogo Jota in that Euros. But fam, man said they got Rafael Leao, AC Milan's fan, is balling out. They got Bruno Fernandes in the form of his life. They got João Felix. They've got, who else do they got? They got Bernardo Silva again. They just got bare players all of a sudden. And it's like, that's all calm, yeah, but what about the big man? And it's like, because it's like, after last year, 18 goals in the Prem, 36. I'm telling you right now, we're not seeing that happen again, bro. Like, I hope you all enjoyed it while it was happening, because it's not going to be happening ever again. Like, with Ronaldo, with Messi, the things that they do, they're not getting repeated, bro. Like, enjoy Mbappe, enjoy Haaland by all means, but just remember that 91 goals in a calendar year, 3 Champions Leagues in a row like it's nothing, 100 goals in a 3-year period between the ages of 34 and 36. We're not seeing that ever happen again. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So yeah, man, I mean, to be honest, it's just sad that when the team has finally got very good after all these years of carrying bombs, again, I have to remind you, he played a game of football and his left winger was Fabio Coentrao. With what tech did he have to play left wing? Like, the guy struggled, bro. But it's come to a point where the team, he can just watch on from the bench and he's seeing them playing very well. But I said, Gonzalo Ramos, I didn't know he was this time yesterday. I know who he is now. And I'm like, yo, 21, he's only 2 years older than, I mean, barely a year older than me. I'm 20 in like 11 days. So this guy is literally the year above me in school, fam. Like, when I was doing my GCSEs, he was preparing for his A-levels, for context. The team looks good now. It's just a very big shame that in his current state, there's not really too much Ronaldo can bring to it. You can see when Portugal play with him, they're just trying to cross into the box. Bruno's first goal against, I think, was it Uruguay? Yeah, was a cross to Ronaldo. Like, the way they play with him and without him is very notably different. It's just a shame, because like I said, throw 2010 Ronaldo with that bummy team, with Coentrao at left wing, into this current team, fam. It's a long day. 23-year-old. No, was he 23? He's 37 now, so he was 20. I said he was 25 12 years ago. Let's just take a moment to just deep that sentence. He was 25 12 years. The guy is very old, okay? And even last year, he was still balling. The fact he was even in the Golden Boot race at 36 in the Prem is laughable. But you know what? Time's caught up to him. There were signs last season, but he masked them up with the goals. This season, there's not really too much to say. I've just been on Twitter fighting for my life, trying to defend this guy. I'm not going to lie to you. He's the very reason I'm into football. You take Ronaldo out of football, this video probably doesn't even exist. I mean, obviously it doesn't exist because it's about Ronaldo. But like, my passion for the sport is just not the same. I'll be real. Like, I probably would have just been some F1 full-time fan. I'm already pretty much 60-40 F1 anyways. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say I have a favourite player in football, but it's Ronaldo, obviously. But like, besides him, maybe Leao, I don't know. But that's literally just Ronaldo regen at this point. But regen in very, very heavy quotation marks, because there will never be another Cristiano Ronaldo. So yeah, on that note, I just wanted to make a video on it, because I feel like everyone's just been violating this thing for the longest time. And it's like, in my eyes, as a Ronaldo fan, and I'll happily say that, I think he's only become washed, which I don't even like calling him, because he's 37, he's not washed, he's just literally, like, 2 years past the average retirement age, either or even 4 years, no, 5 years past the average retirement age. I think most players retire 33, 35. He's 37, he's 38 in 2 months. So it's like, he has no right even playing football at this level at the age he's at. So no shame in looking visibly aged when you are aged in the sport. So it's just a shame that when Portugal finally look hard, because for context, they beat Switzerland 6-1. Brazil, who a lot of people are saying are the favourites, probably myself included until yesterday, only managed 1-0 against Switzerland. They scraped 1 goal, and I believe it was in the second half. So it's like, contextually speaking, if you're judging off of individual performances and the context behind them, for them to win a knockout game 6-1 is very spooky. I can't lie, it's very spooky. So we'll see what happens going forward. I am rooting for them. They could potentially have to face either England or France in the next game. I don't know who they are playing in the next game. So they're playing Morocco. Morocco couldn't hack Spain, but I think this current Portugal team is putting a few past Spain. So we'll see that. I'm confident about that Morocco game. But France, we'll see. That'll be a good test. If they can beat France, they can win the World Cup. And you know what? Who's going to win? Who's going to lift the trophy if they do it? I just pray that he can right the wrong of 2016 and score the winning goal this time. I do believe he has one more goal left in him in this tournament. When it comes, we'll have to see. But I'm hoping they can get to the final. It'll be very poetic for him to get it. And you know what? I want nothing more for... Cause with Lewis, I wanted Lewis to retire after he won in Abu Dhabi. Because the way the sport was going, it looks like they don't want him around. Like, bro, don't force it, fam. Like, you are bigger than the sport at this point. F1 needs you more than you need F1. So I wanted him to retire after that, but he was denied the opportunity. But I don't want Ronaldo to be denied the opportunity. I'm hearing links of him going to Al Nassr. Respect him. He doesn't need the bread that desperately. I think he'll be all right. If he just scores the winning goal in the World Cup, lifts the trophy and announces with the World Cup in hand, you know what? Xabi Alonso, I'm stealing your flow, my friend. I believe he was even playing this game. I'm watching 2010 Madrid. Fam, I've lived it, loved it. Goodbye, beautiful game. Honestly, it would be the perfect send-off. Everyone's been violating him for the minute, but who's holding a World Cup? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But for now, I've been swatching off for very, very left field video for myself. But nah, I just felt like people have been boiling it with Ronaldo for too long, fam. So yeah, man, I've been swatching off for. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. I'll be back again soon.